Good morning. Well, I guess it's not really morning anymore.
It's
it is.
Morning,
It's not quite noon yet.
Good morning.
Good morning, geekers. This is our second Geek Talk. And today, because we actually just woke up, we just saw that we're both wearing Firefly shirts.
I got the blue sun.
I got the brown coats, maybe on the losing side, but not the wrong side. But since we both just for some reason grabbed Firefly t-shirts, we thought we would talk about one of our favorite
TV
canceled
shows.
TV shows.
Canceled TV shows.
A favorite TV show that never got a chance.
The show that really never was.
It never got a proper chance.
It never got a good chance. I actually saw the as much of the series as I could when it was on in the 90s.
I'm one of those people, like many people out there, I didn't hear about it until it was gone.
Yeah. But I experienced that. I saw the first episode, fell in love instantly, and discovered that Nathan Fillion was my new love of my life. Hi, Nathan Fillion. You're not watching this. But...
I feel like I'm sitting in a hole. I know you're taller than me, but I think because you're sitting in the center
it's
part.
Okay.
Because it doesn't get sad in very often. I don't know. I feel like I'm very short
But see,
today.
then the very next episode, that works. But
Okay.
You're hiked up. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to sit up so I don't feel so low to you.
Okay. The very next episode wasn't the same time slot. It was another time slot. I went desperately looking for it. I think I saw actually only 3 episodes as they aired, but most of the time
And they aired out of order, too.
And they aired out of order.
Which would make it completely, in my opinion, completely confusing because you don't get the setup to the whole show, the pilot, until like episode 3 when it originally aired. So I'm kind of glad I saw it later. My mom actually introduced me to Firefly. Thank you, Mom. As you can see, I do have my own copy. I got it at Costco ages ago for less than $10. And to be honest, I haven't opened it because it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, yeah. I actually...
So I've been watching it on Netflix.
I watch it on Netflix too. I actually have 2 copies because before Netflix, I wore the first copy out. It got a skip on my favorite scene out of Gas, where they are sitting around the dining table telling jokes, telling funny stories, and you could tell there's a really good ensemble at that point.
Yeah.
Like they really care about each other. It's like honest. It's almost like they're not. They're just. It's a scene that just kind of tells like it's a good one for characters. It's a good one like you really like the actors at this point. It's just and then it gets a skip right in the middle of it.
Oh, that's sad.
It drives me crazy.
Well, you know what? I think it's funny
So I bought a whole
rewatching
new
it.
series.
Is that Zac Efron is in it way before his High School Musical fame because he plays the young Simon.
He plays the young Simon, that's correct.
Right. So it's funny when you go back because obviously the first time I watched it, nobody knew who Zac Efron was. He wasn't the Disney fame.
He was a kid.
Well, yeah, but he didn't have the High School Musical back where that really launched him. So when you go back and you go, oh my God, it's Zac Efron. It's like, oh, because he plays the young Simon.
And the guy in the pilot, who is the agent undercover that Jane tortures or wants to torture, I see him everywhere. And every time I think of him, I'm like, oh, Lawrence. His name was Lawrence. I'm like, oh, it's Lawrence. He's
Well,
a
you
bad
know,
guy.
and the show
He
was
plays bad guys
so
often.
well written.
Well written.
I mean, Joss Whedon and his brothers do an amazing job. Same with Dr. Evil, Dr. Horrible Sing-Along.
Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog.
The other doctor.
Yeah.
That's also by Whedon. And so you could tell, even with that, his writing is amazing.
It's really
the
good.
music
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
He knows how to develop female characters and male characters. They're not all
Sex
sex symbols. I mean, because
Be
even Anara,
women to be saved. I mean,
who
he did
is
that with Buffy.
essentially a
'Cause he
sex
did that with
symbol.
Buffy too, because Buffy was all about a very strong central female character who kicks
Right.
ass. Not, I mean, there are strong women out there, but they're
Well, this was more
but
equal.
they still need men in their
the Joss
world to
Whedon
continue.
universe, I feel, is a more equal universe, male to female ratio.
I agree.
Like on the ship, there's as many male to female. I don't want to say residents, not occupants, people that work on the ship.
Crew.
That's the word I'm looking for. Crew. And they hold just as many important jobs as the men.
Right. I mean,
Kaylee is the mechanic and keeps everything running. Without her, you got nothing. And she actually replaced a male counterpart in the beginning who knew nothing really about the ship. Right. She was just there.
Yeah. And then Zoe, she's a
co-pilot.
She's pretty much the
level-headed one.
Yeah, because the other enforcer is Jane, who's
a little crazy. I love Jane. And I loved him in the TV show with Chuck, my future ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Zachary Levi.
Hey, we met you at Comic-Con.
We did, and you were so nice. Thanks for being nice to us.
Yes.
But we just watched him in Tangled too.
Yeah, we watched Tangled last night.
So we were reminiscing about Zachary Levi.
Yeah.
But going back to Jane's a little, and I love Jane. He's shiny, but he's a little out there sometimes, and you never know where he stands, which makes his character interesting because you always think he's going to be bought off and, turn against them all, which just makes it great.
Right. And
you also have Zoe, who is such a strong female character, who's married to Wash.
And they kind of have I'm not going to say their marriage isn't traditional like you see in other films where it's the strong guy. And yes, the woman could be strong, but she still needs her man.
Yeah, no, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around. Because really,
we love Wash, so this is nothing at Wash. But Wash is a leaf on the breeze with his little dinosaur toys. And Zoe is the strong, let's go get him, Captain.
Yeah.
This is a dumb plan. Let's make a new plan.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. And Wash is more the lover. So they balance each other out very nicely. But I like that she's the dominant one. She's the stronger,
and
more clear thinking one. And he's more of the
episode where Wash and the Captain get in trouble. Zoe's the one that saves them. It's the woman that saves the guys, which is not common in traditional themes.
It's true. You have a lot of damsels in distress.
Right. But
or who just can't finish something and need a male representative to finish the quest or the job or whatever's going on.
Because very many strong female roles out there, it's more of there's a yin-yang kind of thing where she's strong, but she still needs a man to complete her. I guess that's, another...
Well, not to digress, because we do digress a lot. Yeah. This kind of reminds me of Harry Potter in the sense where Hermione is the brains of the whole operation, and Harry gets more props for some of the things that she comes up with.
And again,
Ron's kind of adorably waste of space because Ron can't do anything. But Hermione is the one.
Just pissed off a lot of Harry Potter fans.
I love Ron Weasley, but you have to admit especially in the beginning.
Well, he's
very
the comic
weak.
relief.
He is, and he's adorable. I actually like him more than Harry in the beginning. Yeah, he's more lovable than Harry. Harry kind of is just famous for being who he is. He's like a Kardashian.
And he's a bit intense.
He's like the Kardashian of the wizard world. He's famous for no reason. Hermione's doing all the work, and Harry Potter's getting all the praise. He's the Kardashian of the wizard world. Is that okay to say?
Oh my God. Well, at least
instead of a big butt, he's got a scar. So
yeah, but I
have to admit, I've never seen the Kardashians do anything. I just know of them because they're famous for no reason.
I think you're giving Harry no
Same
credit
with Snooki. I mean,
I think you're giving Harry...
Okay, well, Harry comes into his own later, but Hermione was always on top of it.
That's true.
I mean, she was able to fix his glasses on the train, on the way there. Of course, he didn't know he was a wizard and he was rich, but she was on it.
He knew he was... it was all new at that point.
Right. But I'm just saying, she was on it. She was smarter. She was stronger, magically, educationally. Yeah. But Harry got
she
the points for Griffin House. Harry Potter got all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And he mostly got it by accident or by chance, where she worked her ass off.
So, in this discussion about Firefly...
this is what happened in our last one. We kept going off on
We're really
Star
trying
Trek.
to keep these short, but
especially because we don't really want to edit them because we feel that you looking at our madness of discussion is more interesting than me editing it out.
Honestly, the preparation for this was, she said, "Hey, we're both wearing Firefly shirts," and we said, "Let's do a Firefly video." I mean, that is the extent of our preparation because
we've gone into a whole female sci-fi,
Harry Potter.
So let's get back to
Kardashian thing, which is totally blowing my mind, and I really want to argue with you on that. So make comments, fight her on that one.
We'll talk about
make
Harry
comments
Potter
on that.
in another one. But you know what? I'm speaking as soon as it comes to my mind. I'm not pre-thinking, which I probably should do, especially since we're posting these on the internet for everybody to see. I probably should think before I speak. But how
Nobody
interesting
thinks
would
before
that be?
they think on the internet.
Okay, so back to Firefly.
Okay, so
favorite. Let's go back to favorite episode.
Out of Gas is my favorite episode because I like the ensembleness of it. The you see why you brought everyone together. You see the histories, the backstory, which I love backstory. That's always been a thing for me. And the dinner scenes and it's just, I think it's a really good episode that it just gives you a lot of who they are out there.
Now, is that the first? Because I don't know all of the episode names.
Out of Gas is not the first one. I think it was aired early on. In fact, I don't think
they're listed in there. I like the first one
on my
just because I like seeing
the pilot.
The pilot. I like seeing them at war, and then it transitions to where they are now. How they've lost the war, but they haven't really lost their resolve and their idealism, even though now they're just making mischief.
You should watch the deleted scenes of the first one. They actually make Mal very religious, and he has all that's left in there is that he kisses his cross, but he makes lots more God references. And
I don't want to see that.
And they cut all that out. That's something they do cut out of the thing.
Which only makes sense because you bring Shepherd Book on board, who is the religious one. You can't really have two very religious characters.
Well, but also it's a counterpoint to Mal having completely lost his religion and his faith in God, because he honestly thought he knew the Browncoats are in the right. They're fighting for freedom. They're fighting for
you're getting
justice.
deep though now.
Isn't that part of it? I mean, it's better than going off on Harry Potter and the Kardashians.
That's more entertaining, I think.
Fine.
Okay, because I also like Jamestown.
I go deep into things.
Yeah, but I don't want an hour video to credit or edit. I also like Jamestown. I like the dilemma of Janestown, where Jane did a very selfish thing, but he's been created a hero.
Right, the Robin Hood type, and it was
all by accident.
Which is a very interesting point. I'm gonna go deep again.
Don't go deep. Okay, let's go to least favorite character.
Well, character?
Yes, least favorite character. Okay, while she thinks about it, I'm going to go with Simon. Sorry, Simon. He's very attractive, I have to admit. He's a very good-looking man, but I didn't find him all that interesting, and the whole him and River, and I know River became, like, the whole basis of, like, towards the end, and Serenity, but I just didn't find him that engaging.
Well, I think his character wasn't developed enough, and his character is more of a...
Okay, well, who was yours? Instead of trying to justify my least favorite, who was your least favorite?
I don't have a least favorite.
You have to have one least favorite.
I love everybody.
You do not love everybody equally.
I love everybody for different reasons.
Yes, but who's your least favorite?
That's too hard of a question. I'm not going to say.
Okay, well then who's your favorite? You can only pick one. Come on.
Zoe.
I knew it would be
like
Zoe.
Zoe. I mean, I love Mal too. I love Kayla. I love them all.
You can only pick one. If you could only pick one, would it be Zoe?
I suppose. I guess my least favorite would be Book, but
He would be my next place favorite.
I mean, I like him a lot. I like him as a character, and as I was going on before, the counterpoint with the da-da-da-da-da-da, excuse me. But I think he and Simon were not as developed. I don't think they had enough time to get really into.
See, and I think Book threw out more ideas that made people think than Simon.
That's
Simon
true.
was so wrapped up into River, and he was
But
so
honestly,
kind of wishy-washy with Kaylee and all that
with Jamestown and the hair and River, I love that whole sequence. That just cracks me up every time. So I love Book. Don't get me wrong.
I
you
do
saw
like Book.
how hard it is for me to pick one, and I love him. In fact, I love his character on Scandal. Papa Pope, really good character. Yeah.
So I did like Book. That's why Book wasn't at the bottom, because he did bring up things that made people think, and he did not necessarily waver in his religion, but did find ways around the religion to justify things that he felt that was okay to do.
Like his interactions with Inara are really, really well done. Like again, he does. See, maybe
he never condemns her for what her way of life is. He tries to understand her, which I like, and what I think more religion should happen is just understanding how other people live and choose to live, and then accept it.
See, I think I really wish they would have gotten to the explaining more of his past, because I really liked his past. He's got a past, and I think I needed to know what his past was. I think it was just a little too mysterious for me. I read the comic of his past. It wasn't written by Joss Whedon. It was a fan story. And it's not terrible. I just didn't do enough for me.
Well, and there are a couple of fan movies out there. I actually just watched one not too long ago, and it was just really bad acting. I'll just put it that way.
Come on, though.
We should do a fan. This is one that we actually could do and do it justice, I think, if we had done a fan video. We'll make it an all-female cast because we're all girls.
Because we're all girls, but I bet we could find... Well, I bet we could find a few guys.
I like it being all girls.
Well, tell us what you think. If you want us to be all girls, will you do all girls? If you think we should throw
people are going to be like, yeah, let's do this. And then it's like, oh, crap, I'm going to have to write a script and all that, which I've never done.
You're a good writer, though.
Yeah.
She's a good writer. She needs encouragement to write her stories down and publish them, because she's really good.
Anyways,
I want to touch on the fancy dress one.
Kaylee in that tiered pink dress.
I can't think of the name of it. Oh my god.
It's okay. Not everybody's gonna know the name of the episodes anyways, but everybody knows Kaylee in the big ruffled tiered, almost Gone with the Wind, ombre pink dress.
I have to admit, the
dress in the window was super pretty. Kaylee in the dress, super adorable, totally fits her personality.
It fits her personality.
The only thing is, you walk into that party and you know instantly that she is not dressed right.
Right. And I get also, it's like, she does stand out in terms of, I mean, if you're a girl, we've all been the girl who's just like, oh crap, I just totally just did not get the memo of how the dress was supposed to go on this, or you go to a fancy thing and you think you're great, but and she was, and
she owned it. She's very innocent in many ways like that, which is funny because when you first meet Kaylee, she's getting down and dirty with the first engineer,
and it's her in a way. Shindig. It's called
the
Shindig.
Yes.
Shindig. In a way, like, it kind of brings her attention to being a little different. Anyway, when the girl,
she's a little childlike and a little naive in a few ways.
In a few ways, yeah.
It not completely, like I said, when you first meet her, she's getting down and dirty with the first engineer. That's how you meet her.
Yeah.
She's but yes, we as girls, we've all had those situations where you think you look great and you walk in and you're either way overdressed or you're way underdressed or you're just like, oh, I didn't realize that this was not big hoop skirts. Everybody's wearing little.
Yeah. But again, like, she does get insulted by the girls that are kind of her age. They're mean girls. But it brings her attention to to the men who actually like her because she's smart. And it's not about the way she's dressed. It's about her personality. Unfortunately, that's not how it works in real life, but
Not that we've seen.
Not that we've seen.
So Firefly, over before it really began. I don't even think all the episodes aired the first time around. It got canceled. But it was never given a real chance. It was on Fox. It was not aired in the proper order. I think it would have grabbed a larger fan base more instantaneously if the pilot had gone first, which was kind of the whole backstory.
And they stuck to a time slot. That was part of it.
True. Yes.
Sticking to a time slot.
At least for the first season. Come on, guys.
Right. Now, and I have to admit, I'm just going to throw out another canceled before its time show, Pan Am. And I'm just doing a comparison in terms of, did you ever watch it?
I did, but I know why you brought it up. It's just because it's a flight attendant show.
No, I'm
you're
actually
a flight attendant.
Well, that's part of it, yeah. Well,
because I thought it was just okay.
Well, but I thought...
So I wasn't very sad. Now, Muppets. Did you know Muppets has been canceled? And that's mid-season. And...
Well, wait.
I'm a little upset about that, but I can understand it.
I didn't bring it up really because I'm a flight
Agent Carter has been canceled mid-season. That was a good show. It's better than S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s getting all... It's X-Men-y.
It might be picked up by Netflix. Agent Carter might be picked up by Netflix.
Yeah, but that'll be like
anyway.
Too late.
Pan Am was a show that got really complicated. Too many characters. No character development, but like crazy storylines in half a season, and it was way too much to follow. There's another one I couldn't think of. That's
a lot of people came and go in that one.
They come and go, and
where the opposite was with Firefly. You had a set cast. You had a set group of people on one ship.
That's actually why I brought it up. It was like another show that was canceled before its time, but it would try to fit too much in a thing. I think Firefly
they tried to do it too soap opera-y in Pan Am. Yeah. Because you had multiple crews, multiple sets of... Because, I mean, obviously you only have 2 to 4 flight attendants depending on the plane, and then like 2 pilots. So you can't really have a cast of 6 pilots and 12 stewardess, you know, and then keep track of who's doing what, and who doesn't like who, and who's sleeping with who,
there was a central
and,
cast.
And then one became like a spy. It's like... And there was way too much going on.
It was way too much going on, so I kind of see how that was canceled. However, Firefly, I think they were doing a nice, slow, did a lot of character development. There were good stories. So, what the hell, Fox?
Well, and I also was Pan Am Fox? Oh, okay. You know what I liked about Firefly that kind of kept it simple but kept it interesting, in the sense that we're in space, we're going to other recently developed planets, and you're going back to almost old Western times. It was a sci-fi Western.
It was a sci-fi
So you
Western.
have the ship and everything, but then you're out on planets that have horses and buggies and bonnets. You know, by my floral bonnet, I will end you. Which is one of my favorite lines.
That's a good episode, too. What episode? Oh, that's
the one where he ends up naked?
No, it's...
They're all great episodes,
it's the one with,
so it doesn't matter.
Christina Hendricks.
Yes.
The first introduction with her. Which, yeah, guys, she's got big boobs. But she's actually a really good actress and a good person.
Okay, but anyways...
Get over it.
So it was an interesting concept that you had this very low-tech planet areas, and then you were in high-tech space, and then you had... Yeah. The high-tech planets too. So I thought it was very interesting.
And I also there were lots of subtle hints. Like there were a few things like Book's mysterious character, and what Inara had some mysterious past going on. And
I love that all the cursing was in Chinese.
I love that. Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah,
which some people just thought it was gibberish. Dina Marie, I had to tell her that was actually Chinese because she thought it was gibberish.
Yeah, no, actually Chinese.
And I love that all the ships weren't shiny.
Yeah.
You know, because when you go, except for the Millennium Falcon's not really shiny, but most sci-fi movies, all the ships are shiny and, you know, mostly damage-free, or it's got one mark on it. Yeah, like in Galaxy Quest, they have the one scratch, which is hilarious in the movie when they put that on there.
Oh, yeah.
But everything's shiny. I like that the Firefly ship itself was kind of almost a hodgepodge. It was an old model that they were still trying to keep going.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like some shows, you're kind of, I mean, Battlestar.
Okay,
Battlestar Galactica wasn't shiny, but she doesn't like Battlestar Galactica.
I've tried. I watched the old 70s one, but anyways.
I like that one too.
So to wrap up, because we're almost at a half hour, Serenity, the movie, the made-for-TV movie that they kind of put together just to wrap it up.
It was in the theaters.
Oh, was it in the theaters?
Oh. I saw it in the theater.
If you hadn't seen the TV show, I don't think the movie would have made sense.
But that's part of...
So I doubt it did well in the theater because it didn't necessarily do well while it currently ran on TV.
But it wasn't...
Look it up. It won't take too long.
It wasn't a...
Okay, but no, just your thoughts on it.
I liked it. I'm sad that they killed so many people because... and
very gruesomely.
Very terribly. Because they basically said, hey, you can't...
we're gonna kill. If we're gonna kill the show, we're gonna kill the show, and you'll never bring it back with different people.
And I don't know if Mr. Universe was supposed to be a character that came in later in the series, but that was kind of random.
He would have been an interesting character, though. I have to admit. He would
have been an interesting character, but
it was a little random.
It was very random. We're like, oh, we're at a spot we don't know what to do. Mr. Universe could figure it out. And it was really.
Well, and I think the Reavers, I mean, because you're always talking about the Reavers in the television show, and the Reavers are real, and you're scared.
Yeah.
But then the Reavers suddenly showing up in the movie.
Yeah, but it was about the Reavers.
I know, but I just found that to me, I enjoyed Serenity, but to me, it felt like if the show's gonna end, we're gonna end it completely so it dies. We're gonna kill half the people off. So let's bring up the Reavers. Let's switch River on to super weapon mode, and now the show is dead. Is kind of the way
it does
Serenity felt to me. So it was a little dark. I mean, it was very dark.
And I think, part of it is because Fox has the rights for it for like forever and ever. They can't even do too many more they can't make a comic book series because Fox has those rights. Yeah. And I think by the time Fox gives up the rights, it's just way too far past.
I still want a Dr. Horrible sequel. I know it's been like, 15 years or something, but...
You know what? When I saw Joss Whedon at Comic-Con, he said there was going to be one. I'm very disappointed.
But that was, again, we were at Comic-Con, 5 years ago?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It has never happened. And he said at Comic-Con, Joss Whedon, if you're watching. Yeah, I know no one is watching.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Come on, guys. Subscribe and share. Don't you want the world to know this mess?
Yeah, I know. We're unpolished. We're uncool.
I know.
Right.
We pretty much woke up, had coffee. I had bacon because she's a vegetarian. And we went, oh, look, we're both wearing Firefly brown coat shirt. Let's do a video. And this is what it is.
This is what it is. I mean, really, this is like, we can't remember names and stuff because this is off the top of our head.
I know. And I was watching Netflix and it's like, let's do a video. Okay.
So.
Okay. So that was Firefly. We are doing, let's do future events. Today is the Intergalactic Expo. It's actually one day this year. Did you know that?
No.
Because I thought it was a weekend, because the last time I went, which was last year, it was a whole weekend. This year, it's one day, and one day only in Old Sac. And as you can tell, we are not there.
Yeah, we're not there.
We had every intention of going. We did. We actually were talking about doing flyers and stuff and start advertising our YouTube channel.
Yeah, because obviously our friends suck. No, actually, we totally love you, friends.
We love all our friends.
We don't suck.
They just don't have any other friends, apparently.
Apparently not.
Share us, friends. Don't you want to share us?
Are our friends so selfish that they don't want to share us with the world?
Yes, we're so good. You don't want to share.
Share. It's okay.
So anyways, we're not at the Intergalactic Expo.
There's a number of reasons. For one, it's because of next weekend.
Well, and last weekend.
Well, today.
I graduated last weekend, was at Disneyland.
Congratulations.
I'm still... I'm just still a little tired, and I don't really have the money.
Yeah.
And I got laundry to do that I don't really want to go out this weekend, but I also need this weekend to prep for next weekend.
I need this weekend to prep for next weekend, which is our fairies. fairy photo shoot.
Yes, we're doing a fairy photo shoot. I was just thinking we haven't asked Cheryl to do a roving report, but that's because that last video only got uploaded today. I'm a little behind. Takes a while to edit these. That's why I'm trying to keep the time down.
Clockwork
Alchemy in San Jose, which we are not going to because of funds, is all Memorial Day weekend, which is next weekend. Hence, we are... For some reason, I love that word, hence. We are getting together with some friends of ours and going back to Maria's house, and Chris is going to do our photographs again. Yeah. We're doing a whole fairy thing. Yeah. So we are in the process of really trying to create fairy.
It's going to be shrunk down. It's going to be a storyline. We're going to be captured by children.
Well, and hopefully by then, we'll have the post-apocalyptic photos done. Because even my mom was like, how can you start on fairy photos if post-apocalyptic's not done? I'm sure they're done by now.
Because he's a professional. He goes through and he edits.
Does the lighting. Because I helped him edit out some of the photos, you know, because he does take 5 shots of one thing. But then he goes in and he'll do lighting. He'll do burning the outside so it's darker. And, you know, they really do come out really nice. Our last ones were Disney Crack Core Princesses.
Yeah, we really should put those up somewhere. I mean,
some of them are sad. I mean, that was the idea, to do a very ugly photo shoot, which this is what it came out to be.
But it's a good example of how the picture. We should maybe we should make a story of them or do one or two.
So
my Elsa was pretty awesome.
Yes, we had homeless Elsa saying that the world was going to end, so let it go.
Let it go.
I was hooker Cinderella, coming back from a John drunk on pumpkin beer
with
and
one
shoe. We had opium smoking Jasmine.
That was me as well.
We had a Rapunzel who will never see the light of day because those pictures are just way too sad and a little too realistic.
A little too literal.
So Jasmine, which I did.
You mean Rapunzel.
Except for,
I was Jasmine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was Rapunzel. Yeah, those pictures, except for me puking in a toilet with Snow White holding my hair.
And I'm not sure
those
about
ones
Tinkerbell.
Are gold.
Marie was
Tinkerbell will have to be seen because that was classic.
That was really
with we all did a shot at absinthe in honor of the Green Fairy. We also had a huffing Ariel in a bathtub. Kathy, amazing.
We had an insomniac Sleeping Beauty and a book burning Belle.
Yes. And then Kathy's Snow White. Oh my God. She looks like she's off her meds and talking to things. It's amazing.
It's really, we really
And she was the only one that came in an actual Snow White costume. We thought we would do it kind of hipster-like, where we would just wear the colors and stuff. And I think that's where we went wrong.
Because you can't really, you can't tell there were Disney princesses other than the Snow White and Ariel. Because you really can't. Because we went too far. We went too abstract. But this is one of the things, talking about some of our cosplay comments. Yeah. This is some of the things that you don't know until after you do your photo shoot. Let's do a slideshow on the video, but not put them on Facebook.
Okay.
You could kind of
well, why don't we stop this and then we can talk just about that.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Because it's 30 minutes. You don't want to watch more.
No, I'll just clean up the end of this. Okay, so that was another Geek Talk all about Firefly.
Have a great day, geekers. Subscribe and share. Subscribe and share. Subscribe and share.